From the trailers alone, him looks bonkers, but does the movie have substance to back up the style? We think so, and we're here to tell you why, all without spoiling anything, hopefully. If you've seen the trailer, you know just as much as we do. Cameron Cade, an up-and-coming quarterback, heads off to a secluded compound to train and study under Isaiah White, his longtime idol and the reigning but aging GOAT.
I damn near worshipped you growing up.
Who are you?
I'm him!
Who are you?
I'm him! Mata!
What starts as a dream come true for the rookie eventually devolves into something that looks pretty horrifying. But what exactly might that horrifying thing actually be? Let's see. There's training that doubles as masochistic torture.
Set hard! Set hard!
In this game, violence is rewarded, so learn to enjoy it.
There's demented fans. There's pentagrams, sci-fi pods, and dudes in demonic goat costumes.
I think something's off.
That's right, Cameron. Something is definitely off, but we have no idea what, besides the obvious, and that's the main reason we're really stoked about this film. These days, it's pretty common for the people who edit trailers to basically spoil the entire movie for the audience, all within the span of 2 to 3 minutes. This can especially be a bummer when it comes to horror flicks. If you go on knowing too much, all those twists and terrifying moments don't have the desired effect. That being said, the trailer for him is tantalizing in all the right ways, and what we really hope is that they manage to totally obscure the most compelling aspects of the movie in the same way the folks behind Weapons did when they dropped their trailers. If they pulled that off, then we're truly in for a wild ride when this premieres. Another reason we're excited about him is that it was produced by Monkey Paw, legendary director Jordan Peele's production company. But hold on, there's an important distinction to make here. Peele did not write and direct this movie. We repeat, he did not write and direct this movie. The creative lead this time around was Justin Tipping, an up-and-comer we'll discuss in more detail shortly. So do not go into this thinking you're going to get a follow-up to Get Out, Us, or Nope.
It's good, but it ain't it.
Movie marketers have a habit of drafting off Peele's success by implying he's more involved in projects than he actually is. This time around, though, it looks like Peele was pretty involved in the production, being that he's showing up in first look features and he's actually listed as the leading producer. So at the very least, his style and influence should be apparent in the final product, and that's certainly enough for us. Okay, now we've got to talk about Marlon Wayans and how he's absolutely perfect for the role of Isaiah White.
Get your together!
We know what you might be thinking, thanks to movies like White Chicks,
Yo, hold my poodle. Huh? Hold my poodle, dog. What, you want some of this? You want some of this?
Scary Movie,
I see dead people.
or Naked.
I'm not a streaker. I'm just trying to get to my wedding.
It's easy for anyone only vaguely familiar with his work to assume that Wayans has stuck with comedy-adjacent stuff for the majority of his career. And that's mostly true, but don't be fooled, he has some serious dramatic chops. Case in point, Darren Aronofsky's 2000 film Requiem for a Dream. Wayans played the role of Tyrone, one of the 3 main characters whose lives terrifyingly unravel as they descend into heroin addiction. Simply put, he gave a career-defining performance alongside Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly.
Thanks, man.
That being said, we'll always be a little confused about why he didn't use this as a springboard for greater things. But that's beside the point. The important thing is that his leading role in him definitely looks to be a return to form, and we're 100% here for it. As promised, let's get into some details about Justin Tipping, director and co-writer of the movie. He's been in the game since 2016, which is when he made his directorial debut with the 2016 film Kicks.
Will Smith's son-looking little boy. Come here. These cost more than your life.
On paper, Tipping doesn't have a ton of experience, at least when it comes to directing big blockbusters. But while that might be true, it's important to note that Tipping knows quite a bit about the subject matter he explores in him. As he told Empire magazine, "I was an athlete my entire life. My first word was ball. About halfway through playing soccer in college, I gave up and started pursuing film. That was my new love. So I have this love of sports, as well as the inner workings of the psychology of athletes, and I'm a cinephile. I thought it was exciting to take on a film that was giving the promise of a sports drama, but at the same time, delivering horror. Taking that into consideration, we can be assured that him comes from a place of authenticity and passion, besides a few technical things like money and, money, that's all you really need to helm a worthwhile project of this magnitude. Notice that we said Justin Tipping co-wrote the movie. To be clear, the actual writing credit goes to Skip Bronke and Zach Ackers, two unknowns who wrote the script on spec. It's likely that Tipping acted as more of an editor than a co-writer, but we don't know for sure. Either way, the script, initially entitled Goat, was purchased by Monkey Paw in 2022, and at the end of the year, it was named as one of the Blacklist's best unproduced screenplays.
Yeah, we playing some football!
What exactly is the Blacklist? Started in 2005, it's an annual survey that helps shine the spotlight on the most liked screenplays that have yet to enter into production. Over the years, a huge amount of scripts that started out on this list have gone on to be massively successful. It's a pretty staggering list, which we implore you to check out on the official Blacklist website after you're done watching this video. But some notable ones that went on to win awards include Little Miss Sunshine, Juno, Slumdog Millionaire, Edge of Tomorrow, Manchester by the Sea, and Promising Young Women, among countless others. So yeah, the hype over him definitely tracks when you consider the script's humble yet auspicious beginnings. A big reason why the screenplay stood out among so many others is because this is truly something we've never really seen before. Mashing the sports and horror genres together to make one demented thrill ride isn't an idea that most screenwriters would have, especially when you consider the pitfalls of the two genres individually. For the longest time, the majority of popular sports movies have all more or less followed the same general template. An underdog, be it a single person or an entire team, is forced to overcome various obstacles in order to prove everyone wrong and get the win. We've seen this in inspirational classics like Rudy or Hoosiers.
You know, most people would kill to be treated like a god just for a few moments.
We've seen it in comedies like Blades of Glory or Dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What?
And more recently, we've seen it in films like American Underdog or The Way Back.
Hands on the line, I want you taking that shot. Why is that so hard for you to believe?
Ultimately, it's a genre that hasn't seen a lot of variation in comparison to others. And when it comes to horror movies, well, it's quite the opposite in terms of variation. There's no shortage of crazy ideas out there. But as any fan of the genre knows, it's way too easy to screw up a totally decent premise. One wrong move and the whole thing collapses in on itself like a dying star. But the unlikely mix of two disparate genres is exactly what Peele was drawn to in the end. As he told Empire magazine, "At Monkey Paw, we love ideas that shouldn't be made and that we're not supposed to touch, and the combination of sports and horror was something I had never quite seen. It was just clear that we had a genre mashup that was right up my alley." Given his track record, we have all the faith in the world that Peele knows a solid original script when he sees one. Despite being an original idea, there's still an underlying theme that we've most definitely seen many times before. As Peele himself says in one of the behind-the-scenes featurettes,
"This film is about the relationship between a student and his hero."
The story of a newcomer, be it in the world of sports, art, finance, or anything else you can think of, going out of their way to learn the ropes from someone they deeply admire, is a trope as old as time. And the specific angle of the newcomer slowly realizing that the hero or mentor is indeed a psychopath, or at the very least a terrible person, is just as prominent. We've seen it in classics like Wall Street, which follows stockbroker Jackson Steinem as he learns the ropes of the stock market from the ruthless Gordon Gekko.
The illusion has become real, and the more real it becomes, the more desperate they want it.
We've seen it in Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master, where troubled World War II veteran Freddie Quell meets Lancaster Dodd and slowly realizes that the guy basically runs a cult.
What we will do now will urge you toward existence within a group, society, or family.
We've seen it in 2014's Whiplash, a harrowing story about how things get pretty awful for young percussionist Andrew Neiman when he studies under the maniacal Terrence Fletcher at Schaefer Conservatory in New York City.
I don't know. If you deliberately sabotage my band, I will gut you like a pig.
While it looks like him treads this well-worn path, it also looks like it offers up something totally new at the same time. As we've made painfully clear throughout this video, we can't wait to see the movie in theaters and find out how crazy things actually get.